Okay, you might remember there's this book called The Mighty Barbarians that's out, and it's about a group of ragtag barbarians that get together and then go fight an evil magical menace. There's this other book called Barbaric, where a ragtag group of barbarians get together and go fight an evil magical menace. We also have Unnatural Order here, where a group of barbarians gets together and they go fight an evil magical menace. If you're noticing a trend, you're not the only one. The cover of the book is actually the weakest part of the book. Like the tree with the person and the flame, like that's all kind of cool, but the faces don't really rock it here, and I think it's just the angle, like that her face is at is, I think full on profile would have looked better because that's what his is at, but hers is turned towards us slightly, and it looks kind of unnatural because there's not like strong shading or anything there to indicate where the light's coming from. Whereas on his face, you get like this deep craggy bit here. The forehead's got creases and stuff on it. Definitely doesn't look as cool as it should. As cool as it could. Alright, so we start off here with a bunch of narration and some Romans showing up on this island. Now they're all like, the barbarians never feared us, but they spoke of one whom they did fear. Well, the one that they did fear is this guy right here, who's busy ripping somebody's entrails out. Wow. And he casts his gaze over here, and Zorch, one guy bursts into flames, one guy turns into just a bunch of roots, and that's it. Let's go home. Book's over. Everybody's dead. It doesn't work that way. This is just the beginning. The beginning of, well, it's kind of like the beginning of the end because a lot of bad things seem to happen following up on this. Now, we're introduced immediately to, what do I want to show? I'd like to show some of the fighting. So I guess we'll do kind of like this page. All right. Sorry for not showing you anything there for a minute. So we got this woman who, boy, she bears a striking resemblance to the woman on the cover. Suspicious. She's running from these wolves. And she starts, well, she's obviously from the Mediterranean because there's Mithra getting name dropped. And the wolves turn out to be freaking werewolves. So this dude on the cover and the dude who was all like, ripping the guy's entrails out, he's like some kind of druid. All right? He's like an evil druid. Extra deluxe evil druid full of magic powers. And these werewolf dudes, they work for him. Well, things don't go so well for the werewolf dudes because, or whatever they are, I think they're werewolves, wolfmen, something like that, because, well, their whole plan kind of backfires on them when stab, here comes the mighty the whatever these guys are, Roman legionnaire, girl with spear, who despite having, oh, that's an arrow, not the spear, isn't it? Yeah, that's an arrow. That's this dude who like they're all cool. Like they're archetypical. You got a fighter, spear person, literal barbarian or berserker, and you got like the ranger or thief. And they're in here, and they proceed to mess up these werewolves. They mess them up real good. The art in this was mostly pretty fun to look at. It's not always like super like intense looking. Like sometimes it just looks pretty. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you get crazy stuff like whatever's going on there, right? So I had no expectations for what this book was. My shop man just gave it to me. I don't know if that was like he ordered too many or what, but he's like, this one's free, and just included in my stack. I was pleasantly surprised. I had no conception of what it would be like going into it. I kind of thought it wouldn't be very good. I think I made fun of it a little bit on my new comic book day stream. There's a lot here that is straight up stereotypical. I don't think I'm going to buy issue number 2. Like, it didn't grab me enough for that. I'm already reading like 2 books that kind of cover very similar ground to this. I don't really need a third one. But if you didn't like the Mighty Barbarians, you didn't like Barbaric, but you still kind of want like some crazy fantasy stuff with some pretty good art and writing that wasn't like offensive to human beings, you might want to give Unnatural Order a try. Check it out. Like, pick it up on the shelf and flip through it. What's the worst that happens? You wasted 30 seconds of your life flipping through a book. Big whoop. All right. You all take care of yourselves. You have a great one. Hope to see you again next time. Until then, bye bye.